Okay, press the record button.
Me?
No. Oops. Yeah. So this is Moddy Supersonic with you on the Moddy and Filipino Han podcast, coming to you from Standing on Big Shoulders, based in St. Louis for now. But we got the very talented and intelligent uh, Filipino Han. Let me get you in. Hold on.
Based in St. Louis for now? Are you thinking of relocating?
No, Batty's gonna be on like in a couple of days. He just has a cold. He's up in Chicago, so we're gonna get him in again. He was in the pilot, as you know, for Standing on Big Shoulders. So he's our Chicago connection.
Right on. I gotcha.
Yeah, so he's a philosophy major out of DePaul University, and DePaul University out of Chicago is like one of the best philosophy departments in the country. So
I
if you
did
didn't
not
know
know
that, yeah, most of my friends in DePaul were philosophy majors. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know that that they did come from the philosophy department because they were like out there or they were just on Vicodin. I know one was on that Vicodin because he got in a really bad bike accident, so he had a broken leg. So I can tell you a story like he's like, oh, I was like on Vicodin and like my professors didn't know what I was talking about in my papers, so they would give me extensions all the time. So
So he went on philosophical rants like a true intellectual.
oh yeah, this guy, very intellectual. I think Fatty knew him. He's a cool guy. He was from like Naperville, Illinois,
Okay.
and he was friends. Fatty was good friends with this other guy who was from that same suburb, Naperville, and they both worked at the Village Theater in Lincoln Park back in the day. So that was a good gig back then. And I give Fatty like crap all the time after this. I'm like, how come you guys didn't give me opportunity to work at Village Theater? I had to work at the Lincoln Park Market at the deli, and it was hell. Yeah, I got that job through like my roommate. He like worked there for like 2 weeks. He's like,
Well,
yeah,
Naperville's nowhere near Lincoln Park.
yeah. He stayed in the dorm. These guys like,
Okay.
if you understood DePaul, like it was mostly like commuters or people from like the suburbs, like staying at the dorm.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. It's kind of like St. Louis University. So a lot of commuters and locals like staying at the dorm. One thing we didn't really have was like fraternity houses. So instead of that, we had fraternity tables in the cafeteria. It was like so pathetic. Oh my god!
Okay.
It was like, oh, the cool kids are sitting in the cafeteria like in their own section. Those were the fraternities and sororities. So.
Just like how the Blues have a table at Obie Clark's.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, in the corner.
I didn't know that. Well, I remember seeing who was the old coach at Obie Clark's.
Bernanke.
Yeah, the one that won the St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup in 2019. I already forgot his name. Oh my god, I'm bad. But he was sitting in that corner, so I don't know if that's the Blues section. Like, did you see any Blues players there? Because
No, is there? No, I've never noticed any when I've been there. I mean, I was over there in 2019 when they were holding the Stanley Cup over the balcony.
On the balcony, yeah.
Crowd of people standing them in the parking lot cheering them on. They closed down the bar for like a whole day and just hung out there.
Yeah. Did they did they close like off the rest of the restaurant like
Yeah, it was
along
just
with
a
the
TV
porch?
inside,
Yeah, yeah, I
and
remember that.
all the
Everyone's
fans
in the
were out in the parking lot.
yeah, the parking lot was filled with all the fans. Yeah, so yeah. So was your major philosophy at WashU? Yeah.
No, my major was biology. It was pre med.
Okay, I was biology at DePaul for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first started, it's all about what they said. I remember talking to this biology major like a year ahead of me. He was like, "Oh, you know what that's all about? Biology. All you have to say is cells, cells. It's
Cells.
all
It's all about the
cells.
cells.
Yeah. So
We're all
and we
made up of cells.
cells and moles of atoms. That's when you switch to chemistry. Did you take biology and chemistry
Of
like
course.
together?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Biology,
kind of.
chemistry, organic one, organic two.
You took organic one freshman year.
Not freshman year now.
Oh man, that kicked me out. That kicked my ass. Organic. That's when I quit biology. I was like,
Yeah,
don't
I
they
had to
say it?
take organic two twice.
Oh yeah. Don't they say like if you want to get into the med school, you have to like get like at least 3.8 or 3.5 in
Yeah,
organic
I
or
was
something.
nowhere near that. I had no
Yeah,
chance.
yeah. Plus, you went to WashU, so one of those.
Competition's high.
Yeah, if you had gone to like SLU or something, you would have like beat everyone at organic. I know there were some people. I remember I went to SLU also, so I took like um one semester of like pre med, and like I noticed some people from like my old high school, and they were like not my old high school, but yeah, there were people from my old high school, and there were people I remember from my grade school that were in my class. So yeah, there was this one dude who was just all around smart. Like I was like, "What are you doing here? You're like too smart for SLU. I guess you're just here to like outdo everyone in pre med." So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can't stand that. So,
Well, you want to be the top dog? Why not?
yeah, wish I could have been that way. You know, but I failed my SATs and ACTs, so I knew I was destined for failure. So.
Now you're the big time podcaster, Moddy Supersonic.
Light is Supersonic, who crossed over from Xbox Live to PS3, PlayStation Network, now on YouTube in Technicolor and virtual reality, virtual studio reality.
Your
As
AI
you,
studio.
yeah, you noticed my recording engineer last time. Yeah,
Yep.
he works 24/7. He's
Just-
frozen all the time because I last night I was saying yeah he's working on my DVD player. It's in back and you can't see it. Pretty old. That's why it works all the time because he's always working on it.
What's his name, Mario?
Mario, Mario. That's a good one. Yeah, I'll name him Mario. Yeah, that's Mario. Yeah. So what else? And then did you take any political science courses?
I did not.
No, not
No,
one.
not
You
one.
you didn't have to take it. Like,
No.
oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of a shit show. The department that gets involved with the students too much, and they like to get together after class and be social. I'm like, oh my god, that's so stupid. Just leave me alone. I'll do the work. I'll write the papers, but just I don't want to see your face outside of class.
Yeah.
And they notice if you don't contribute too much in class, they like hold it against you and remember you before they give you your grade.
Yeah, we were born in the wrong decade, man. Everything's online now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you don't even have to go to class. You just
Ah,
log in online and watch the video later.
that's awesome. I would have done that. I'd be taking like online classes now. All four of my classes would be online. That's what I would do. And then you could like I remember DePaul had like a really cool like computer system where you could like enroll. You don't have to go to the office to enroll for classes every trimester. Did you have that?
I don't think we had that freshman year, but then the following years after we did.
Yeah, this was like 1991, and like you just call up a number, a phone number, and it'd be like a computer. They're like enter first class, and then you enter the the codes using the dial pad on the old analog phone, and then they're like,
Oh,
okay,
no. Yeah,
you're a
dial
host.
up. Oh wow, I didn't even know that
Not
existed.
dial up, but you just how
I
like
mean, we had terminals. We could type it in a computer terminal.
oh well you could how you
But
could
that was
like
in like '95. So
the,
it was
the
actually on the phone before that.
how like they still use it today. Like press one if you want it in Spanish or press two in English. It goes
Yeah.
beep beep. So it understood like touch tone, sounds, and then the computer would pick up like which classes you wanted to take. Then they're like, like type in like your
You
date
change
of
your
birth.
grade like in war games.
Yeah. Well, not that's a modem, but this is just like talking to like a computer operator that they'll take down your classes from well how you could look at the catalog of classes. They publish it before the start of the trimester, and then there's a code after each class, and then you type in those codes when you call in to enroll in class.
Mm.
So WashU didn't have that in 95 or 90.
Well, in '94 they still had to register in person, and then in '95 they had it all accessible via computer terminals.
Okay, that's yeah. So could you like was there Windows 95, like could you like go on their system from your house and use your
No, you had to
you had
go
to go.
use the terminals at the student union.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, DePaul was very advanced in 91. So they didn't really care about signatures, by counselor or anything in order to enroll. Best part is like before the drop classes date, you could call in also that same number and say,
Yep.
"You want to drop?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
You don't have to
Yeah, that's
forget
what I
it.
had to do for organic too. I was like, I got to withdraw before my grades come out.
Yeah. So yeah, you didn't have to get a signature from a counselor, a faculty member. You just drop. And then I was like surprised, like I went to UMSL like 8 years later. You couldn't do any of that. Everything had to be like signature, like approved by a faculty or a counselor in the office before you like drop or enroll for a class. I'm like, what is this place, man? But oh man, and I was in the Philippines going to school there, like in the mid '90s, like '95. Like everything
Mm.
was manual, and you had to line up for everything. Like
Oh
you
man.
had to spend like the
In
whole
the hot
day.
heat.
Yeah, in the hot heat inside, you spend the day like on the like I was in the College of Science, so you have to spend the whole day on the third floor standing in line for your enrollment sheet. So they get down your name and all that when you get to the person, to the faculty member, and they're like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Villarama Anthony." And then, okay, it appears that last semester you failed this course. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Now you have to get that cleared. Go to the to go to the office and talk to the dean. I'm like, oh my god.
Was it a required course to advance to the next
No, the
class?
way it's just the way to hassle you.
Yeah.
So, and then when you're done talking to the dean, you have to like line up again and get your enrollment sheet again, which takes like an hour or two, and then you have to fill out that enrollment sheet manually with a with a pen, and then like turn it in, wait in another line to turn it in, and then they'll give you like your actual like receipt, and then you go before after when you're done with that, you have to go to the the place where they take tuition. You have to pay your tuition right away. That's what they really want, is your tuition. So you have to go to like the first floor at the accounting. So pay them like your tuition. It was really cheap. Like it was like probably $50 a semester to take classes. So
Mhm.
which was the equivalent like 1,500 pesos or something back then. So yeah, it was really cheap. And then like after that, you have to get your class cards. You go just that's easy. You just go up to the dean's office again. And little there's a little slot like a window, and then they
Making best
like
buddies with the dean there.
well I knew like the dean of the architecture. Oh my god, she was hell. She was like the one that like had me. They call it a malakasan,
Hmm.
which means like your influence at the school, like because you need like um someone of power to like get you into the school. Like it's like a reference.
Hmm.
So it could be like a family friend or something. But yeah, she was a ball buster. She wasn't nice at all. I remember she was like I thought like my aunt and uncle would like take care of like the enrollment like for classes. So I get a call from before enrollment. I get a call from like the dean at my my uncle's house, and she's like, Anthony, did you enroll for class yet? Because they already enrolled. I'm like, no. Oh, she's like, oh my god, I not go. You go there and enroll now. So that was the first semester. I didn't.
So
I
did
hadn't
you
even.
live with your uncle or at the dorms?
At first, I lived with my uncle, and I commuted to the school from Quezon City to Manila proper. It's like a jeepney ride, so that took a long. That took like 30 minutes in traffic in the morning. That's why you leave. That's why you wake up like 4 or 5 in the morning and get on the jeepney by like 5:30 in the morning, so you could like not hit traffic. Sometimes I would take a taxi, but that kind of got expensive. So then
Did they
yeah,
have dorms?
did they have what?
Did they have dorms?
Yeah, they had dorms. They had like really strict dorms for like girls also. Like they locked them up. They couldn't like leave the dorm like after like a certain time. And then they had like houses where they would rent rooms to students and relatives. And then there were straight up like apartment buildings. Like 2 years later I moved into an apartment building. It was a nice apartment building.
Hmm.
It was newly built. So I just walked to class, but before that I was taking the jeepney taxi,
Yeah.
and then I eventually got a car of my own. So that's where I learned how to drive in Manila. Had a
You
Toyota
can just
Corolla.
horn every time you pass somebody.
It's all zigzag driving, man. You gotta like memorize where all the potholes are and all that, and all the shortcuts, all the side streets.
And was Manila dangerous at the time, or was it
No, it's.
safe?
I've heard stories about people getting shot on the street and people getting mugged, like from like getting like ripped off and shit. But it's everyone's ripping off each other. They all want something from you, and like whether it's like a belonging or a possession. Like you give me your pen, like give me your sunglasses, give me your CD, give me your tape. Hey, let me like drive your car around, take it for a spin. Which I did once. Like the security guards in the front of the university in the main building, like I was friends with them, so they were like, "Hey, can we ride in your car?" I'm like, "Yeah, go pick it up, be my valet." So, so you pick up my car, and they like drove it around campus, showing off to all the security guards. Like, oh, we're driving someone's car.
So did you talk philosophy with the security guards?
I talked philosophy with this one dude. He was like a professor of they called the class philosophy of science. Did you ever take that at WashU? Philosophy
No,
of
no.
yeah, pretty yeah. It was pretty much like philosophy 101, like intro. But
Mhm.
I got into it like I remember like I constructed like some idea about forms and fluxes, like the theory of knowledge, like what Plato was talking about. Did you ever learn? Oh, you never. Did you ever take philosophy?
Yeah, I guess I did take like a 101 kind of course.
Did you study Plato? Any of his? Did you read the Republic? Or
No.
he was kind of interesting. That's for those out there. Plato is a ancient Greek philosopher, kind of like Socrates,
Well,
but
his was he was all about questioning, right? Uh, Giving like rhetorical questions.
um, I can't remember. But all I remember is he wrote about the Republic. I read the Republic, so from what I remember, he would talk about like knowledge. Like he was like, "This is what knowledge is all about." There's a certain spectrum, like he called it a spectrum, and he called it the flux. Like it was space. Like outside of your brain is space, like a flux.
Mm.
And then he's like, once you attain a thought, that's he called the thoughts. He called them forms, something like that. So he's like, yeah, so you're like collecting forms from the flux, and you conceive a thought, and that's from the flux, which are the forms come from the flux, like from the environment, and therefore you have knowledge because you came up with a thought. So that's what basically what I told the philosophy of science teacher, something like that.
Mhm.
But it was about science, not knowledge. And then so yeah, so the Republic also, he Plato says the idea of society is built upon the the philosophical kings who rule, the guard who are like the police, and then like the people. And if you want to go any deeper, the people, by in according to Karl Marx, the people could be divided into the bourgeoisie and the proletariat. So there. I mixed Plato and Marx together. Oh, that's a thought.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Is Dave gonna
Important
call?
text. Huh?
Let's have Dave come in.
Dave. No, I think he's working. Oh, Jesse. Maybe Jesse.
Yeah, text Jesse. For those out there, Jesse is the Penn Station sandwich king of St. Louis. I, on the other hand, is the sausage king of Chicago. My name's Abe Froman, the sausage king of Chicago.
No, he's hanging out with Larry.
Larry. Did I meet Larry?
No, he's one of the cooks at Tiffany's Diner.
Ah. So, how is Tiffany's Diner? For all those out there in St. Louis, try Tiffany's Diner in Maplewood.
It's
Is it like,
good. I just wish it was open later. It's only from like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So,
okay.
so if you get those late night cravings, you're out of luck.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to go to Eat Right, like in high school. So that was like late 80s, like 89, 90, 91. After a night of drinking or partying. Go party at Eat Right in South County,
In high
Baptist
school, really?
Baptist Church Road. Yeah, there was an Eat Right there in South County. And there was a waitress there that looked like Flo. That was hilarious. Remember Flo
Yeah.
from Alice? Kiss my
Yep.
grits. Yeah. And then they had the other Eat Right, which was like downtown by
Yep.
the yeah. It was like
Wasn't
really
that the
small.
original location?
Yeah. Same owner, original location. Yeah,
Yeah,
some of
no,
the
we would
best.
just go to Taco Bell in West County.
Yeah. Which one? The one on in Baldwin?
Mm-hmm.
Like by the by that Chinese buffet now? That place
Yeah, I
that has
think
that
that's
giant.
what it was. I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I used to hang out there. That was a big like Bastille's hangout back in the day. There was like a street fight there one night. I didn't get to see it though. Like two guys just like beating each other up in the parking lot. That
Like
was the highlight.
professional fighters, street fighters.
Okay, I'll tell you who it was. It was like one dude. It was like the Parkway South PRG. They call themselves the Punk Rock Gang PRG. So they hung out there all the time, and then like they got into a rift. I don't know with this other guy. He was a skinhead from Eureka High School. So they had some kind of beef. So they got it out in the parking lot one night, and like the punk versus the skinhead guy, like the punk gave him the skinhead a concussion supposedly. So that's what I heard.
Wow.
But that skinhead dude, he was like really big. I remember I was like, man, how do you do that? But then again, that punk rock dude was like really tall. He was kind of like lanky but tall.
Is he
Like
wearing steel toe boots?
I'm sure the skinhead dude was like, yeah, I don't know. But the punk rock dude, I don't know what he was wearing out. He looked like a like a casual punk, like if you know what the Ramones look like, just wearing
Yeah.
like jeans, t-shirt, jacket, like he didn't even wear a biker jacket. He wore like a regular t-shirt, jeans, trainers, tennis shoes. So one of those kind of punks. I don't know. Or all sorts of different kinds of punks back then. Who was that one guy? Was there like a punk rock dude in your high school that Andy knew?
I don't know if he was punk rock per se, rock maybe.
He was in a
Uh,
band. He was like in a band or something.
yeah, John Locke.
Okay.
Um, yeah, he only transferred in junior year, and then he only stayed a year.
Okay.
So, but he was very skeptical about religion and was always questioning the Jesuits' teachings.
What year was this?
93.
93. When I was in 91, there was this North County band called Shortcut. They played at Bastilles all the time. So, but I
Yeah, I don't
know,
know what band he was in. He was, I think he ended up at, was it Crossroads, like school for the rebellious types.
not for the alcoholic children, the one for like the liberal college preparatory in the West End. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I
Crossroad.
think it was in St. Charles.
Oh,
Or
that's probably the one for like the troubled kids or the
yeah, yeah.
alcoholics. Yeah, okay. There are two crossroads in St. Louis. Everyone like questions you when you say, "Oh, I went to Crossroads," and they're like, "Oh, which one did you go to?" And then yeah, so like I was saying, like I there was this one band from out of your school at DeSmet that played at Bastilles all the time. I think two of the members went to DeSmet. They were called Shortcut. So yeah, I think one was Mike, one was Brian. There were two Brians, so I think there was a Mike and a Brian that went to DeSmet that were like my age. So
Yeah, no.
Bastilles represented like every high school almost.
Was there a battle of the bands?
I went to the Battle of the Bands at Villa Duchesne Oak Hill in 1991, and that was pretty much a eclectic lineup of high schools. I mean, I would say the best bass player that ever come out of Priory was there. He was my neighbor in Manchester when I was growing up. His name's Patrick Skinner. I remember just seeing him. He went on first with his band, Interpol. Not the British band Interpol, but I guess they had stake on that name back then, 91 with Interpol. So he caught my eye when he was just doing all this slap going, like they're playing Knights of Reb, two step, getting closer. Yeah, and I think their singer was from Scotland or something. He went to Prairie, so he was able to do like that British accent with the song. And so I went on afterwards with Actual Condition. That was the Chaminade band. Um, that was with Sam on drums. You met Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Sam.
I think after us, Peace and Quiet went on with Alex Fuller and
Oh, really?
and Pete. Yeah, they drew a big buzz when they were playing. Like everyone immediately caught on and loved them. And then and then afterwards, I think Andy's band played. Andy Lanzangen. I think it was one of his first shows with this other Chaminade band. He was playing drums, and then the John Burroughs band played like after them, I think, and they were just playing like some beatnik hippie stuff, like in the white room with white curtains, like really mellow 60s stuff. And then I was just like, yeah, they're all right, pretty good.
Yeah.
And then there was this one band, I think they were from Clayton High School, but they didn't have a drummer. So Andy like said, "Oh, you need a drummer? Let's go practice in the gym." So they were like went over inside the Oak Hill gym and just practiced their set. And so Andy got to play in two bands that day. So But you know who won the Battle of the Bands in that year? 91 at Villa. Who killed him?
Uh, Flip side.
Flip side. No, they didn't play. For all those in internet land, space station, Artemis, wherever you are, Flipside was like the most popular Filipino band straight out of the Philippines in St. Louis. And they were all medical doctors. They were a cover band also. So yeah, if you wanted to see them, you had to go to the Filipino like PMA parties, Philippine Medical Association parties they had at the Frontenac Hilton, where they would do like the induction of the officers and all that, those type of deals. But it wasn't Flipside who won. It was John Burroughs. We were like, what the hell? How did they win? I think like okay, like the people that
It paid off the judges, right?
yeah, kind of because I remember the organizers from Villa Duchesne who were the same age as me, class of 91. I remember seeing them like we lost contact, so I knew them by face, but I never really spoke to them afterwards. But these two girls there, one was Ari, who was Jamaican, and then this one girl from Ladue, her name was Winnie. So I saw those two there. I was like, I remember them from sixth grade, from grade school. So I was like, what's going on? Like, so I think they chose like John Burroughs on purpose. I think they had some connection with them.
Yeah.
They wanted the rich kids to win. Isn't John Burroughs a rich kid school?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think they're one of the higher tuition schools around.
Yeah. So I was talking about how I went to a John Burroughs like student party, and it was like chaperoned with the parents. This is a senior
Yeah, I
year.
went to John Burroughs prom senior year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How was it?
They had it a lock in at the Science Center. So we were watching like IMAX movies at like 3 a.m.
It was a lock in afterwards, or
Yeah,
before? It was before the dance, or
after the dance.
after the dance? Where was the dance at?
I don't remember.
And then directly locked in afterwards at the Science Center. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Were there at least girls there?
Yeah.
At the lock-in. Okay, so
Yeah.
at Chaminade we did one lock-in that was like after graduation, and they were like, okay, you can't bring any girls, no girlfriends allowed. I was like, oh my god, how lame. And we had to like go to the lock-in like was like from like 10 p.m. to like 6 a.m. in the morning. So I was like, oh my god. Yeah. So we were talking about college again, knowledge, philosophy, political science, physical science. What else is there to learn when you're in college?
Space. The final
I know.
frontier.
Oh yeah. You read any good books lately?
Well, I was just thinking. I was watching the explanation of the Chinese plan to populate the moon. They want to get people on the moon by the end of the decade.
Oh really?
And within a decade, yeah, they plan on settling on the moon.
Yeah, you really hear anything about the Chinese space agency? I don't even know what they're called, but you see it. You saw them in Gravity, the movie. You saw
I
some of
don't
their
remember
stuff.
that part.
Sandra Bullock, like she's able to like sneak in somehow to a Chinese like space station, which had like a that's where she got like the pod, the little spaceship that would bring her back to the atmosphere of the Earth and then land like somewhere in China. That's how she ended up in that big lake and was about to sink. So she was like swimming out of some lake in the middle of nowhere of China, and that was the end of the movie. Yeah.
Okay. I don't. I vaguely remember that.
Well, China has stuff going on in Mars. They have like rovers there. No one ever talks about that, and like I think they even have rovers like in on the surface of the moon. No one talks about that either. But yeah, they're all over in space.
Yeah. Yeah. They're slated to have like uh, 50 partners by the 2030 or 2035.
Yeah,
So they're they're becoming the go-to astronaut experts, space experts.
but did you ever hear about the 1945 Nazi Japanese suicide mission to Mars? 1945.
No.
I saw the video. It's out there. It's out on the internet, but they label it as the 1945 Nazi Japanese suicide mission to Mars, and the footage looks very authentic, but it looks like it came from like the 1970s.
Is this
You
a
know,
conspiracy theory video?
it's just some video out in the internet. It's real. It's Mars. It's just the quality of the film looks like it's from the 70s. Like I really think it came from Viking. You know about Viking, the NASA mission in the
Yeah.
70s to Mars. So I think it's part of the Viking footage, like when they were landing. But I swear I saw some life forms in that film. Like like urban legend or legend says or conspiracy theorists say like the indigenous life forms on Mars are like insectoids.
Hmm.
So like in the footage of that old Mars landing, you could see them going beep beep, and then all the like the brownish orange like landscape going beep, going down, and as they land, you see like all these bugs and these lizards just going crazy, like going into their holes before they land. I was like, God, the sand is like moving. Like
Well,
what are they
yeah,
going?
because the thrusters are probably blasting the surface while they're landing.
Yeah, but you could see like the whatever the life forms, whatever they were, like crawling into their holes. These small, they look like lizards or something,
Hmm.
or insects. I don't know what they are.
Yeah, little crabs.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe that was the Japanese and the Nazis.
I don't know. The Japanese try to put like a transformer rover ball on the moon, and it didn't work.
Oh,
Or was it
really?
Mars? And Mars, yeah, it like failed instantly. They couldn't. They This is like the producers of Sony, and they still couldn't figure out how to make a robotic camera.
Wow. Oh, I wonder why the Japanese can't get into space. I don't get it. Maybe they're building all the televisions for China, the monitors. No, I doubt it.
They're too busy with their building up their military.
Yeah.
They're all about their drones right now.
Maybe they're set back because of the nuclear leak, the reactor leak. Remember that?
I think I remember hearing about that.
It was like it's about 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe that's setting them back. They can't use their resources anymore to build computers and televisions and all that they're really good at back in the day. But they're still making kick-ass cars, aren't they? What do you think? Are they making Honda,
Japanese cars, yeah.
Toyota,
Yeah.
Honda, Toyota. Yeah,
Yeah, they're top of the line. And then I don't think, well, I guess they are dabbling in EV markets, but I think they want to stick to the hybrids. Don't believe that full EV is the future.
yeah.
But Toyota was toying around with a hydrogen engine, H2O.
Oh, wait, eight. Are they? They're toying around with that idea. That's like the bomb.
They were, but they kept on exploding.
Oh, okay. Wow. A lot of setbacks in Japan, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a break right now. But if you like what we're talking about, subscribe. See? You see that?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. This is Moddy and this is Filipino Han on the Moddy and Filipino Han podcast, coming to you from Standing on Big Shoulders, brought to you by Snap Innovations, which is the name of this YouTube channel. So if you like what we're doing and what we're all about, like and subscribe. So, you got any more breaking news, Filipino Han?
Breaking news. What was going on today? There's a scandal in the sporting world. Sportscaster was sleeping with a coach of a particular football team. I don't know if you heard about that.
No, I don't know. I have like an old Android phone, Samsung, so it's hard to get news on it, like on your notification screen.
Who told you to get that piece of junk?
I think you. I think it rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the news. Like it won't tell you the news unless you install Google News or something, which they can't fit on the notification on the on the home screen. They can't fit it all, so you have to like click and expand, and it's hard to get to that expand drop down
I'm
without
sure there's a
closing.
news widget or something you could.
Oh yeah, I have a widget which is like on the last page of my apps, like my app screen. So I'm just like I'm too lazy to like swipe all the way down to the last page because I have like so many apps. I have like 6 pages of apps, 7, and the last page is like with all like the news widget. So it doesn't really tell me much. But I'll
Okay,
give.
where's your crypto widget?
Oh, it's on. It's like on page 4 of my app. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been watching the crypto lately. It's a crypto winter right now. It's really boring. It's, it's not exciting. Everyone gets excited when Bitcoin goes up like real like $5,000 up a day, and then it goes down 3,000, up 5,000, and then it tanks 10,000 down. I'm like, oh, everyone's predicting, oh, Bitcoin's gonna go to a million. I'm like, bullshit.
They're seeing that like 3 years ago.
Everyone, yeah. I think that's
Like
just like
2025. This is the day we're gonna cash in. It's gonna hit big.
that's like free publicity for everyone. You just go on you just tell some journalist like, Oh yeah, Bitcoin's gonna go to 1 million by the end of the month, by the end of the year. And then it goes like directly to the news, like so and so said Bitcoin's gonna go to 1 million. I'm like, bullshit. That's not breaking news. Off you go. So there's a lot of other, yeah, you like this. So Filipino Han, can you name the top 5 books on your shelf or what you like right now?
Let's see. Three Body Problem. What else we got? Uh, oh, Kitchen Confidential.
Ooh, is that Anthony Bourdain?
It is.
Oh, I read that. That's in one of my Google books on my list, like what I own digitally.
What else is there? Change by Design and Citizen. Uh,
Citizen
oh
Kane.
no, The Art of Innovation. That was the first book. Change by Design was the second book by the product designer company IDEO, industrial design firm that created the first computer mouse for
Mhm.
Apple. Yeah, they Art of Innovation details how to use the design thinking process to brainstorm ideas for any company to create innovation in their line of work. So I highly recommend that. Just get your creative mojo going. Uh, oh, American Gods, Neil Gaiman.
American Gods. I never heard of that.
No, yeah, it's about how the old gods are losing followers, so their power is diminishing. So they have to fight against the new gods like TV and internet and technology gods to win back their power. So there's a power struggle between the old gods and the new gods, like Wednesday and Easter and all the traditional European gods.
Okay. This is all about the
There's
gods.
also a TV series on Stars, but I didn't really, I didn't have Stars, so I didn't watch it.
Okay. Interesting. That was very good, Filipino Han. You know, you're gonna get this. Yeah. So yeah. We've been on for 55 minutes. How long do you want to go until? Give
I
an
was
hour?
thought we'd just about wrap it up soon.
Okay. 5 more minutes.
Yep.
Use up the hour that I get for this service. I get
Well,
five
you only
hours.
get
Huh?
an hour a day or an hour a week.
No, it's just they do a complimentary like service. Like they'll save, like if you're doing live, or if you're just recording, like they'll save it for you up to 5 hours, like with the free account. So, um, might as well like use up a little bit more so I get that hour in. So I don't know. Don't really matter.
So why did you switch to SteamYard?
because
Bird.
the flickering. Remember last time we were
Oh
like, "Oh,
yeah.
I'm flickering. I can't see myself." I'm like, "Oh man, technical difficulties, man."
Man,
Come on.
Mario got to get on it, man.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah. So, one more thought. So I remember a few months ago we were talking about 2001, the Space Odyssey in 2000.
Yeah.
Was it 10? Was it 2010? The
2010,
year
and
we
then
made
I think
contact.
2030 is the last one.
Oh, they made a third one.
Yeah,
Wow. Same writer.
I believe so. Yeah.
Who wrote this series? I forgot. Arthur C. Clarke. It was
Yeah.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Okay, Arthur C. Clarke. Yeah. Yeah. Bum 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 ba bum.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that movie, the first one was good and a little slow and drawn out with the sound of orchestras. But for its time, it looks really good now, still today. But 2010, I don't know
It
about
looked
that.
like really crappy 80s like fashion and like technology. Like they were using like CRT TVs in that, weren't they?
And was it Helen Mirren was in that one?
Yeah, she played the Russian captain of the Russian spaceship. I forgot the name of the spaceship that they were on. I forgot. Yeah, she's One Piece. Yeah, from the 80s. Total Piece. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, she was looking pretty good at that. I don't know. I think she aged really well.
Yeah, totally. If did you ever see her on Excalibur? I think that's the she looked the best in Excalibur.
I don't remember her in Excalibur.
She played like King Arthur's sister. I forgot her name.
Okay.
Mordred or something like that. I forgot.
Yeah. Or Morgana.
Yeah, Morgana, something like that. Yeah. So Arthur C. Clarke.
What are you reading?
I was reading on okay. So I collect a lot of books on Google. Is it called Google Books? Okay, Google Books, the app, so you could upload like EPUB files or Kindle files to your phone via a server, so you could access it anywhere, any device that you own. And then I found this one site that had all the classics. So lately, I just been uploading a lot of books and just putting off all this reading. I don't know. I like looking at the collection over reading, but I was I think I started reading lately. This book. It's called Cider with Roadies. So it's about a guy who grew up in London, like in the '60s. So he's basically telling you his life story as a kid growing up, like listening to all the good British rock and roll bands of the '60s, and then he eventually becomes like a roadie for bands. So I haven't got into the later part where he's actually hanging out with the bands who he roadied
Mm,
for, but
yeah.
you'll have to read it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so okay, gonna wrap it up, close shop, but you know what to do. Like and subscribe. This is the Moddy and Filipino Han podcast coming to you from St. Louis, produced by Standing on Big Shoulders, made by Snap Podcasts, which can be found on the channel youtube.com/@snap innovations. So come and watch our videos, our podcasts, like and subscribe. You know the drill. It's after 5. Do you know where your children are? All right. We'll talk to you later. You have everyone. See you guys. Thank you for watching. We're out.